Hi guys, James here from Sunseeker Southampton, down in Swanwick Marina this evening, and we're going to take a tour around a Mark 1 Predator 57 from 2017. Recently come to market back here in the UK. She was previously out in the Med after we supplied her to begin with into Swanwick, done a season out in Port Towels, and then she came back earlier this year where she's now for sale. So behind me here is Making Waves 2. So this was custom built for the owners. Say 2017 boat. Very high spec, lovely stone grey hull finish on there, really sets off those nice black windows. We've got that black boot top stripe running just above the waterline, and then a gloss black roof up top. The larger D13 900 horsepower engines on shaft. She's got Sleipner vector fin stabilisation, 13 kilowatt generator, so it's a full med spec boat. Very high spec, on the market today at just under £1 million, £995,000 tax paid. Great opportunity if you're looking for something on the pre-owned market. The replacement model to this today, Predator 60, weighing in around £1.3 million ex-tax, so big saving at £1 million. Negotiable with a Williams 285 jet tender in the garage, and very little to do to her, so prep for the season. Owners are using her regularly here down in Swanwick. We can find an 18-metre mooring if you so wish. Boat's 18.39 metres overall. You can see fits nicely on here on a 22-metre pontoon. We've got loads of room to come in either way round, launching tender and what have you. 4.7-metre beam, easy to handle for two people, so they run the boat generally just with the two of them on board. Proportional bow and stern thrusters, we've got dual nav screens and plenty more, so let's step on board, take a look around. So one of the features you'll notice immediately on the back here, this is a special silver caulking in the teak, so where you see normally the black stripes, it's a real nice contrast. We fit this often on the larger sort of 40-metre super yachts and above. Really gives a large yacht feel on here. And as with all 57 Predators in the stern here, we've got the standard fit crew cabin. So in here, so this is a loo, sea toilet under the front here. In the starboard bulkhead here is a pull-out sink, and then tucked underneath there is a single berth. So it is it's a compact space. As you can see, the owners using it here as owner-operators, very much as a storeroom. Got a wet room floor in there, so it's a practical place to drag wet canopies and fenders and what have you when you so need to. Med spec, we've got a passerelle, letterbox style passerelle in the back. In the locker here we've got a plug-in for your shore power, freshwater inlet, and there's a transom shower here on the back. Coming up into the cockpit then, we've got controls for the passerelle and the garage, and we'll just pop the garage up so you can see what we've got. It's a hydraulic mechanism, just got to be careful here as we've got the sun awning out over the cockpit, but we can pop that up just enough to have a look at what's inside. I say the owners are happy to consider selling the tender by separate negotiation if needed. So stored in the back here, so this is a 285 Williams turbojet. Space, as you can see, to take something a little larger, so up to a 325 with some minor modifications on the roller system here. So we've got a winch handset over there on the port side, very easy one person launch and recovery. We literally got to drop this hydraulic platform on the back here down. That lifts 400 kilos in its own right, so you can put a jet ski on the back as well as carrying this jet tender. And then we've got some bow sunbathing cushions here which sit up on the foredeck, 3 of those removable to keep them out of the sun when stored away, but you can see the boat's all presented really nicely in here. Tenders in grey Hypalon tubes. We've got the little grey steps on top, white upholstery, so a little nick in the back there, but generally looks very clean and tidy for its age. Just saying that's by negotiation if you so wish. If we come back up into the cockpit, we'll just drop that garage back down, then you get a feel for how much space we've got on the aft end of the cockpit. So large sun pad here, wraps all the way around the stern deck, loads of room for sort of 4 adults lying across the back here. There's a couple of tubular supports that go in the aft ends down vertically to give support to that carbon fibre sun awning, just to give you a bit of sun protection when you wish, and you can run with that up all the time if you prefer to be in the shade. Obviously the overhang on the cockpit roof here also affords a fair amount of sun protection over the dining area. So we've got this beautiful fixed leg stainless table, big teak top, nice drinks holders there. If we open that up, you see the teak, great condition. So the boat's really well looked after, regularly washed down here, as well as her time down in the Med. Silvertex upholstery, so this is a sort of platinum silver colour. Got a nice tasteful selection of scatter cushions just to set the boat off, and that comes up into the side panels and the roof here above. Worth noting, we've got 4 Sonance Extreme speakers here, Cockpit premium AV pack, and then over on the starboard side, factory wet bar. So we've got the optional Kenyan electric griddle. Then underneath we've got a fridge and an ice maker, and of course the sink, which is a standard fit. Handy little storage cupboard in the back here. There's an option to put a second set of controls in here, but generally with modern day remote systems, if you need it, little bit in the end there. Just as easy to add a yacht controller or a dockmate system if you're going to run the boat single-handed. Let's just head on up into the side decks and you can see what the access is like around the boat. So coming out here, you see immediately we've got these little LED deck lights running around the side, loads of midship cleats for mooring spring lines. We've got an opening window here just on the starboard helm. Handy deck lockers either side of the sun pad here for mooring lines and what have you. Nice little carbon fibre cup holders. You can see now the space, that inlaid 3 cushion bow sunbathing area, and these are lift up backrests when you set out here, and you've got fusion speakers either side on the bow. We could retrofit teacup here if you wished. Obviously owner opting, as the boat was planning always to do some time in the Med, the non-slip is just a little bit easier on the maintenance in the sunshine, but easy to add if needed. Have a look in the anchor locker. So we've got breaker there for anchor, and you see that's partitioned off, so we use the space in the front to store fenders and what have you. We've got 90 metres of galvanised anchor chain there, good sized delta anchor for up forward, and there's a plug-in wash down point there, always handy. Rinse down when you recover the anchor. And you can see, being a classic Predator shape, we've got this very pretty roof. Owner's opting to go for the silver painted finish. See different roof options from new, but really sets the boat off well. And then up top we've got a black chair for the radar, so 64 nautical mile Simrad broadband open array radar up there. We've got a remote control spotlight, twin VHF aerials, TV antenna, etc. Coming back down here, so you can see we've got stern docking winches. We've got a second set of upgraded cleats down the bottom for spring lines. Handy little mooring bins here for tailing off ropes off the winches, and a good transom gate, so if you've got dogs and kids and what have you, it's easy to close the cockpit off, make it a very safe place on board. And then, as with all 57 Predators, you'll see I've got the boat opened right up. So this side is an electric window that comes up, and then we've got a patio door arrangement that comes across to transform the boat into a deck saloon inside, and then a closed cockpit. Or as you can see, configured at the moment, everything becomes one. And where once upon a time you'd have a fixed patio door, we've now got this really bright social open space. Gives a great feeling to the boat. Predators of yesteryear, when they were all fully open cockpit boats, not so practical here in Northern Europe, but this one, say, really usable all year round here. It's got reverse cycle aircon, so you can very much use the boat all seasons. And as we come inside the deck saloon here, let's peel back the carpet. You can see we've actually got beautiful teak floor underneath the carpet itself, so just like having overmats in a car. So owners opting to keep that looking like brand new. Contrasts beautifully against this satin effect. It's a black American walnut wood, so it's aged nicely. Little bit of sun natural fade that you get with all woods. It's a nice uniform colour, very pretty graining throughout. So starboard side, we've got the classic Dartington crystal, performance AV pack. So hidden in the high-low box behind here is a 40-inch Samsung TV. We've got a top-loading drinks cool box there, drinks cupboard, and on the end here is our AV. So we've got a Harman Kardon DVD surround sound system, we've got an Apple TV there, and if you look up in the ceiling, you've got some surround sound speakers up here, and above us, that silver roof that we referred to earlier. Literally just push the button on here and you'll see this now retracting. So we've got 3 big glass panels in the roof to let natural light down. Pros and cons against having a big glass roof like we have on some of the other Predator models. See, in the Mediterranean, lots of glass means the aircon's working a little harder. It does let the natural light in, so this is a compromise. So we've got, say, slightly smaller windows, but it's a bit easier for the aircon system just to keep control of the boat in the real hot climates. While we're just waiting for that to retract, so we've got 2 Besenzoni Italian black leather helm seats here, and they've got lift up bolsters, so you can see these cushions here just lift up if you want to drive the boat standing up. And underneath, this is a little drop down. This panel literally drops down here and gives you a bit more height for sticking your head out over the windscreen when you're underway. So if we come in here on the helm, standing here immediately, got great visibility, big panoramic windows all the way round, and obviously with that drop down section at the aft, say all the way to the back. This owner's opted for the CCTV package as well, so we've got 3 cameras, just got a button here on the starboard side, and I can cycle through 2 in the engine room and 1 looking after the bathing platform. And then we've got, so they're 16-inch premium Simrad displays. They do a multitude of things like chart plotter. We've got AIS transceiver on here, we've got radar system, depth sounder. These are Volvo's 2.5-inch displays, which give us readouts for temperatures and pressures and what have you. We just turn the ignitions on now, we just check out the engine hours, so we're reading 289 hours on both engines, matching up. DSC VHF over here on the starboard side. We've got proportional bow and stern thruster controls here, which are handy when coming alongside. Proprietary 1 finger in and out of gear Volvo EVC throttle controls. Of course, Sunseeker's lovely steering wheel here with the weighted badge. Slight vector fin control panel here. Controls here for things like rudder and angle indicator, autopilot down here. An array of switches for wiper delays, electric windows, say as we mentioned here on the starboard helm panel. We've got aircon vents up here in the dashboard, and then here over on the port side is our deck saloon. We just take this off the top of the table. You can see the lovely finish here on the walnut table, obviously opening up for dining, and then fold up in the evening and it's a bit more of a coffee table feel, and obviously protected with a nice cover there. Always owners fastidious about keeping the boat A1. Beautiful seating area. Again, enjoying the windows. We've got the blinds down the bottom here. There's a windscreen cover that does all these panels through here, and of course easy to then see the TV over on the starboard side. If we head downstairs, we're in a lower galley layout, so we've got off to the port side upgrade. So this is a granite worktop finish both here in the galley and in the heads compartments. Upgraded a sort of almost avocado colour finish on the units down here. It's a sprayed gloss lacquer, very nicely done. So up top we've got things like storage, glasses, cutlery, crockery, extractor fan above here. So we've got a 4-burner top. This is a Smeg convection microwave oven. Say that'll all run, it's electric galley, so it'll run off that 13 kilowatt generator. big stainless steel sink. We've got a Miele slimline dishwasher, good size fridge, small freezer compartment in there. We're back on 3-pin UK sockets here, easy enough to swap those centres out if you wanted to go with EU 2-pin sockets. But you see there's plenty of prep area here, nice wooden Venge floor in the galley, just makes it a bit more practical. Nice little touch under the stairs here. They opted for a storage space for a vacuum cleaner, ironing board, etc. So it would otherwise be dead space, so real nice handy feature. And then a lower sort of snug with again a little expanding top table. We've got a 22-inch TV up there, again with a Harman Kardon system, speakers up in the ceiling here. And then up on the panel here, again more storage. This is storage up this end. So lovely neutral colours, sort of a pearl finish on the upholstery here. And then accommodation, we have 3 cabins. So let's start in the bow. This is our VIP guest cabin. So island centerline double. Good size, about 1.5 meters wide. On these sides we've got things like cupboards for storage. Say speaker system up in the ceiling. Again 22-inch telly up on the bulkhead there. LED lighting throughout. It's all dimmable. LED sometimes a little harsh at night, so just allows you to soften the boat up to give you something a little bit more soft in the evening. And then over on this starboard side, so we've got a good sized wardrobe, again illuminated. We've got a Fusion DVD player down there. Again, just looking around things like the carpets. Considering, say, boat's 2017, everything's very clean and tidy in here. Midships bunk cabin, so we've got 2 single beds. Opening port light over on the back there. Got little LED reading lights, say speaker system again. TV on the bulkhead, great as this kids cabin. And so again, another good sized wardrobe. Full reverse cycle European aircon, so we've got panels here that will give heat and cool. So those 2 cabins share the bathroom here over on the port side. So we've got a nice good size sink, we've got storage cupboards underneath, spare loo rolls, etc. We've got space up top there. So they really do pack the practical touches in as well. Good size shower, again soaker up in the roof there was a standard fit with a separate handset, just saves you drying out this compartment when you're using it. We've got aircon outlets here in the bathroom, worth noting. Vacuum flush toilet system, and that's a Jack and Jill door, so behind me here that will take you through into the forward cabin to service it as an ensuite if you only got two couples on board. And then if we come aft, this is the master suite. So greeted by the bathroom here on the right as you first come in. Again, similar form to the one we've just been in. So good size shower again with the soaker up in the ceiling there. Vacuum flush system. We've got nice stone on the floor. Say upgraded worktops here throughout. So real nice quality. Again, storage in here. We've got a little bit of delamination on the bottom of the mirror here. Nothing I'd get worried about. Ventilation up in the ceiling. And then we've got the master bed itself. So good size island double. Drawers in the end, that's a big pull out drawer panel. We've got port side of the boat here, digital safe, which was an option from the factory. Feature headboard, so this was a factory upgrade. Again with those little LED feature lights running across the top. Again, neutral colours in here. You want to dress it up even more than it is with some funky scatter cushions. I love the decor in here. It's a very neutral boat. 40-inch telly up on the bulkhead there. Again, we've got speakers in the cabin to give you an AV package, and then good sized wardrobe. Yeah, Harman Kardon systems down there, aircon below. A couple of layouts if you see other videos of mine on this model. So this particular boat's got the fixed chaise here, which was if you go with the fin stabilisation, we have the hydraulic packs under here. So rather than the 2 small seats and the table that you'll see on some other boats without stabilisation, This particular one's got that fixed sofa. So that pretty much surmises the boat. So it's lovely example. Only one of these for sale as a Mark 1 boat here in the UK at the moment. So we'll just cover the machinery space. So access through the cockpit sole here. Good size hatch. We've got a ladder to take us down here. Easy to climb down forwards. And we step then in centre line between the two engines. So we're running a straight shaft here, so gearbox is down behind the engines here. Say 13 litre 900 horsepower larger shaft option. The standard engine was twin 800s. 2,200 litres of fuel in outboard wing tanks. Either side of the engines, we've got a hot water tank up here. Handy little things like a top up freshwater system here. Hydraulic packs for the passerelle and the platform. See a little crew space through the back there for servicing certain other mechanical systems on the boat. We've got electric fire flaps up on the extract fans there, so everything's relatively well set up for coding if you ever want to set the boat up for commercial use. Fire suppression system up on the ceiling there, so battery chargers and big CPAR filters for the engines, generator and what have you. You can see everything's beautifully clipped up in here. See the CCTV, or one of the two CCTV cameras up there. And this is the forward end of the garage here, just above the port engine. We just come down the middle here. Move this mat with things like the strainers under here for the water intake. Everything looks nice and tidy. Can't see any oil leaks. Deep sea seals on the shafts. Generators tucked down there on the port aft side. Crawl through space to get at that. It's in a water cool box, say coming Onan's 13 kilowatt. Access for steering system, what have you, down the back. Big outlets for the exhaust system here, so everything's nice and quiet, as much as it can be with this much horsepower in the close confines of a yacht engine room. Say really neat and tidy. Let's head back up. Just finish off. And if you're looking for something to get out on the water for the rest of this 2020 season, say she's a unique opportunity, well priced in the market, paying around 200 to 250,000 pounds more for the slightly later Mark II version, which has a different window line in the hull and some minor revisions inside. So it offers a great value for money. Very, very pretty boat. Pure Sunseeker pedigree hull. So if you'd like to know any more, say my name is James from Sunseeker Southampton. Mobiles +44 7747 686 587, or drop me an email to james@sunseekersouthampton.com. I could talk you through this boat or something else in the range, larger or smaller, depending on what your needs are. Of course, we arrange international shipping all over the world, so looking to move the boat relocated somewhere else throughout Europe and beyond, very happy to help with that. Hope you enjoyed the tour today. Look forward to hearing from you.